Hi everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome to the Ice House, where we try to keep things cool, calm, and collected, and a little bit chill. But you know what? Today's topic, we might just have to keep on ice the whole time. And because it's so hot out, that might be kind of expensive, but we'll deal with it. But you know what? One of the things that people like to talk about is how we're living in the modern era, although then again, what I really love is when people say we're living in the postmodern era, because postmodernity is a really fun word to say, but I don't understand that concept at all. But you know what? If you've been following entertainment, and not just TV shows and movies, but even video games, it's starting to feel like we are in the age of post-mortem. That's right, I said it. Post-mortem, because, well, kind of feels like all our favorite IPs have either died and been reborn as something else, or maybe, if you follow anime, maybe we've all been truck-cooned and isekai'd, and we're in a different world where all of our favorite IPs look something terrible, and we have to save them. Alright, if that turns into the next isekai, I'm claiming some credit, right? Okay. But that being said, I think that, I think we're in the place where necromancing the IP is, unfortunately the state we're at, because it seems like, and yes, this is a play on word, because, putting the romance back in necromancy, probably not great for a t-shirt, but we'll get there. But it kind of seems like we're at this weird crossroads, and we've been there for a while, that you have all these franchises, and all these studios, and all these video games that have been popular for decades, that have carried their own industry, right? They're their own genres, if you will, that all of a sudden, all the people who loved it, all the people who made it popular, well, you kind of had this changing of the guard, or changing of the people running it, right? And all of a sudden, the people that want to take over these IPs, these franchises, have decided that what came before, they don't want to be burdened by what came before either. Yeah, I borrowed that. And, they want to create something new in possibly their own image, right? But they definitely don't want to keep making the same thing that existed before, right? And sometimes we're getting all these remakes of games that were popular a decade or two ago, but for some reason they have to change the characters, the storyline, the conversations for modern audiences. And most of us out here who have been loving that video game franchise or TV show, we don't understand, because, well, we were the fans, and now it looks only semi-recognizable, right? But here's the biggest thing, is that, and I think this is where the necromancy comes in, or the romancing comes in, is because, on one side you have the people who say, I love this franchise, I put all this time and effort and money invested in this, and helped create, the staying power that it has, right? This whole empire was built on the backs of those who would pay for it, to be customers, to consume it, right? And then you have the new guard, if you will, that come up and say, well, we love the idea of making money, and we love that these franchises have big name, brand power, and staying power, So we want to take over and show you what we can do. And apparently, if you love it too much because you helped build the empire that allowed these people to take over, you're the bad guy and you need to let things go. But then, if you let them do what they want and love, well, unchecked, no balance of power and checks and balances, well, they create something that doesn't look anything like why it was important or valued in the first place, and it kind of looks like a zombie, a sort of unrecognizable thing that basically only in name and shell only. Because let's face it, when they start redeveloping characters, redesigning characters, changing, whether it's race swap, gender swap, or just needing to change a character in their core value, in their beloved story arc or origin story, it doesn't even look like what it used to be. And then this goes back to the necromancy and the fact that it's if you're so used to this version and this all you're getting is this redone version, it kind of looks like a ugly, distorted version of the thing that you fell in love with. And well, if we learned anything from the Deathly Hallows, the story in Harry Potter, that bringing back the dead, it's not a great thing, and you can't breathe new life into something that's it's become something else. Let's just put it that way. So it's a bit of a conundrum, right? Because I think it's safe to say that there are always creative people out there, and they're always trying to do something. And there's always people out there that want to consume a well-crafted story. And there's video gamers that, they want to play good video games, right? But if a studio is pushing, games or ideology or creating a story that really doesn't make sense to the characters, or they're creating games that don't have all the elements that the gamers love, that game may not do good. Or when it comes to pretty much anybody saying that just because you love something, just because you created the reason for us to make a new game, doesn't mean that you have any say or valid attachment to this idea. Well, that's also kind of silly, because who loves it more? The people who created a reason for them to make more versions of a movie or a video game, or the people that love the idea of making money off of it as a quick cash grab and don't actually care about, the story, the plot, or the original sort of thing, right? Now I get there's a lot of fan fiction that's going on, and a lot of fan fiction writers, right? And honestly, I think that just creating a fan fiction version, even if it's not so loosely based on something, but it has all the elements of something else, that maybe it might get a better reception from the public than just trying to take over an existing IP and change it to, what you want it to be. Because, and I get it's hard to start up capital and get people to believe in a new idea, but honestly, I think we're at a place where we need new, fresh ideas, because all these zombies of games and zombies of characters and movies and well, these distorted versions of the things we loved, it's getting kind of uncomfortable for all of us. Yeah, I said it. So, I think that's mostly about all I had to say. Just remember that you loved what you loved for a reason. And I know that, last week there was a eulogy for Star Wars because, well, after that last show and all the self-insert that it kind of feels dead to a lot of people, right? At least that version of Star Wars. But that doesn't mean that we can't still love why we loved it in the first place, right? That even if we have to go back and revisit the reasons that we loved it, or franchise, it doesn't take away the enjoyment or the impact that these franchises and these beloved IPs had, right? They still have the staying power, and they still have the deeper rooted meanings and connections to all of us. Yeah. Well, I guess it's time to go see if my controllers are charged and see what kind of remakes and games I can check out because, well, I'm a consumer too. So let me know what you guys think and drop a comment down there below or like and share and subscribe if you want to. We'll see you next time. Bye!